Well, you have three guys at BYU right now vying for that job in camp. None of the three thought they were going to be doing that thing 6 weeks ago. That they were going to go in and camp was going to be, let's see who can be the backup. I want to see how much better I can get so that when Jake Retzlaff graduates, I'm going to be the next in line. That was the goal. Now that timeline has moved up. How much does that change your mentality going in when you start from a position of I'm not going to be the starter to I might be the starter? Like I've got to ratchet this up a notch.
You would hope not very much. And I'll speak to my personal experience. When I entered the program, I was my first year at BYU, which was actually my sophomore year because I went on a mission. I will put that aside. But my first year at BYU, Max Hall was the starter. He was going into his senior season. Max Hall from 2007, so 2008 and 7, 8, and 9 became the winningest quarterback. No one won more games as quarterback than Max Hall at BYU. We won 39 games. But going into that senior season, which by the way, Max started and played every game, and we won 11-2. But in my mind, I was competing with Max. Nobody else's mind I was. In other words, I guess what I'm saying is I hope it doesn't change those individual players' mindsets too much, because I would hope they'd already have the pedal down and we're competing for Jake. And while not vocally or not externally we're vying to take his job, but internally, that's what I was doing. And it really helped prepare me for the next year when I did find myself in a quarterback competition. And then 2 years later when I found myself in another one, right? And so I would hope that for those guys, not much changed in their day-to-day. Now, for a program and for an offense, it's big because the other 10 guys in the offense and maybe the defense are kind of put it on autopilot. And they're like, all right, we don't have to worry about the signal caller. We don't have to worry about who's handling the leadership. We don't have to worry about that guy knowing what he's doing from week to week. We've got an established guy with 16 starts under his belt there, and all of a sudden, so it's much more of a change for the other 10 guys on offense and then the other guys throughout the locker room. At least hopefully it would be than it is for those quarterbacks, because in their minds those quarterbacks were already competing for a starting quarterback job, even though there wasn't an open quarterback competition.